after a couple of years, it stopped. It stopped. And then, I don't know if other dancers felt like that, but I felt like it. I felt empty. And then my love for dance just really started growing. Like, I loved it. So I told myself, look, if they don't create a platform, I will create my own.
I think the whole space, everything, being here already makes everything more calm and all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Random question. Have you ever had this misconception of the kind of person you are? Maybe like, Nas is proud, Nas is rude, Nas is,
a lot,
you know,
bro.
he's too...
A lot.
Too...
A lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, people mistake my confidence for pride. Yeah.
I like that one.
I'm not about to start acting all like I know. You get in a world like this, sometimes you have to sell yourself.
Yeah.
You have to act like you know it, if you know it, right? I can't know it and act like I don't know it and watch it, whatever we are doing go into a mess. Like, I always step up and then people see that. Some people are uncomfortable with somebody who kind of knows.
Yeah.
Like, you start getting stuff like the act like this and now you sabi everything.
Yeah.
You get, and it's not actually the case. You get, I just happen to have studied, read something about what's happening, and then I knew what to say. You get, so yeah, in the dance space, I've had that a lot. And again, what they did not know, those that felt like that, is I'm actually a shy person. You understand? So I'm quiet.
We're in this table.
So when you are quiet and you're in public, it's like, why is he alone? Why is he feeling himself? He doesn't want to mix. Because if I mix, I don't know what to say, bro.
That's the thing. Like, you be like,
So, yeah.
okay, start forcing conversations that.
And then when you hear the kind of conversation, sometimes you don't know where to come in.
Yeah.
And then I know how to pretend, but sometimes it doesn't last. So people just mistake that for. Yeah, and then again, my early stage of dancing, when I started, I loved this so much that I was practicing every day. So when you come out and you're in the midst of other dancers and it's you they are hailing, it's you somebody's hailing, and it gets to people and then you start feeling like, nah, he's proud. Even when you don't.
Yeah. I also want to ask, what like brought about the name Nas Magnificent?
Yeah, you know, early stage after school, or while I was in school, and then I realized that I'm interested in the art sector. I mean, when I say art, I mean graphic art, performance art. Okay. You get, so, like, I just thought I was going to be in this space, young, and I also realized that to be an artist, somehow you have to stand out in like the way you dress, the way you look, the way your name. You give yourself one snazzy name. It was basically it was. I just said, okay, I was MI. I heard Mr. Incredible.
Yeah.
You get, and I was like, and when I heard him, he was incredible. I'm like, and you know, I have a background in church.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I think all Krumpers do.
This guy spoke his way into it. He gave himself incredible and he's incredible. I'm gonna give myself magnificent and I'll be magnificent. And then also I was like, so when somebody hears the name, you're like, what is magnificent about this guy? So you want to see.
You want to find out.
You want to find out. That's basically it too. So, because it was even going to be Mr. Nas the Incredible. So I was like, no, they'll be like, I'm copying Emma. It's just the magnificent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the early stage of my dancing too, every time I go for performance in school, I used to kind of infuse funny tricks.
Okay.
You get that, like, I'm laughing at myself.
So I think you have to show us that.
Yeah, so
pictures and videos.
I felt like because it was Mr. Magnificent, so I had to give you something special every time you saw me. Like every time
I'm trying to imagine.
So let me tell you one. Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
All right.
I'm laughing at myself. I will tie a rope to my hand. I don't know if you know that trick. And then you kind of tie it to your pocket. So when I'm dancing, I pull up my pocket in a wave. And I wave my hand up, my pocket will go back inside.
Oh!
Yeah. So if the rope,
But that was sick though.
yeah, the rope is tied to, the rope goes through here and it's tied to the edge.
And the pocket
tip
comes
of
out.
So when you pull this way, it goes back inside. I had tricks like, I haven't had a trick where my tie will stand up. So I'll be like, and the tie will go.
Okay.
So I was doing those things.
Making you think of things that you need to like. But that's a good one, dude. That's a good one.
Yeah,
dude.
but then it helped too because I got popular in school. You get, and the fact that I always wanted to challenge myself in that way made me think more about my dancing and stuff and all that. So yeah. So yeah, it's basically it. I just wanted to be magnificent.
Yeah, interesting. Is it that every crumper has this church factor?
No, not every crumper. But then, Krump kind of started from the church,
Okay.
right? The guys that started it, even with the name, it's Kingdom Radically Uplifting Mighty Praise. So it's a praise dance. You understand? So ideally, when we started crumping and when you're introducing someone to crump, you tell them this, and then it's usually from a church gathering. You get most of the time crump is from a church gathering. You understand? But now it's no longer centered around the church. You have Muslims crumping, you have people from. But in the early stage of it, because of the guys that started, right, how they saw it as a means of praise to God and escape from violence. You understand? Like like a ministry thing, So most crumpers that started then, during when I started, will see it as a church thing. You get, and then that was one of the things that attracted most of us. Like, you know how you're growing up young and then you want to reckon with God. You know, African home. No, I was born a Muslim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was born a Muslim.
Where are you from?
Kogi State. Right, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, from
You don't
Kogi
look.
State.
No, you don't look. You look Yoruba.
Nah, bruh.
Am I mistaken? You look Yoruba.
I'm Igbira.
That one is strong. That one is strong.
Yo,
Okay.
but yes, so I was born a Muslim, became a Christian at a very young age, and then I was really into church. And then when you're growing up like that, you go to church all the time, you're evangelizing, you're doing everything possible to be closer to God.
Yeah.
You know how it is in the beginning of Christianity.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. I mean.
No more interesting.
No, it's not like that.
Okay.
It's just tougher.
Okay,
It's not good.
Let's look at it.
So yeah, at that period, at that time, I was really into anything that was pushing me more into my faith. So I was dancing. I love to dance. I love dance in general, everything. Then when I stumbled on Krump and how it started, it just drew me closer to the dance. Like, oh, it's a church dance. You get these guys that they're expressing themselves, but they're still to God. You get these guys that are dressed like gangsters, but still to God.
Yeah.
You understand? So yes, it was. Yeah, the church factor in the Krump attracted me, and I think it attracted a lot of people too. So most of the time when you see old Krumpers, you get there's a church thing behind it.
And when was this? When did you start? When did you find Krump?
Right now, I would say from now it's 9 years. 9 years from now is what? Do the math. I don't know, but yeah.
That's
9 years now, 8 years now. Krump actually started around the year 2001, 2001. So Krump is about 23 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so 9 years, 10 years. Let me say this too. One of the reasons I also stayed in Krump was because of the fact that the style was converting violence into an art form. Yeah. So I like the idea of, it takes them off the street, it takes them off the gang life and brings them into church, and then somehow they transfer that energy into a dance.
Yeah.
You get, so that was one of the reasons why I really love the art form, because every time I had to explain it, I wasn't interested in explaining it. It's sweet. I wish, I don't know, maybe a documentary about Krump will be good. And then how it has affected the life of dancers that are involved in it.
Yeah.
Trust me, it has. Like, I'm not just trying to sell the art.
Yeah.
A lot of us Krumpers are not dancing. It's not dance for us, it's more than it. Krump is more than dance style for us. You understand? It's a lifestyle. It's a brotherhood. It's adopting new families. Yeah, like from the way it is structured, the hierarchy in Krump. I mean, there's a big homie who's a father figure. Then he has little homies who's their kids, and they all bear his name in Krump. They all bear his Krump name. Like the dance is different. Like it's more than a dance for Krumpers. Yeah. To some, it's just a dance style. You get. But for those who have studied it, to understand, who followed it through, you get read about it, you get go through all that process of how you get into a Krump, how you learn Krump, how you become a Krumper, how you get your name in Krump. You get art. It's far more than just a dance style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's far more than just a dance style.
Yeah. So I'd like us to talk about Freestyle Friday.
Yeah.
I remember when it all started at Leisure Mall. You know, how people just come.
That's 5 years ago.
Yeah, and everybody vibe, and it was like a Krump kind of thing.
No, wait, hold on. Most people usually thought it was Krump.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I had more Krumpers coming in the beginning.
Then.
You get, and Krumpers never shy away from dancing in public. It's what we usually do. We like to session in public. So when we started that gathering, Krumpers responded more in the beginning. You get dancers just shy away and they just stay at the back and keep watching. So most people that came around thought it was a Krump thing.
Session.
You get, but no, it wasn't. It was actually for everybody.
So why did you start?
How Freestyle Friday started?
Yeah, how did you start?
Yeah, again, started 5 years ago. We are going to be 5 years this month. And then when we started, one or two people. It actually started like, I was working at Leisure Mall then.
Okay.
I was running a dance studio, Dance City. So I used to, after classes and all the classes we have, we just session with the students and then the dancers that were in my Krump farm. You get, and those that I was teaching how to dance. So we just session, and people will come around and keep staring and watching. And I was like, yo, okay, I just give it a name and say Freestyle Friday. You get every Friday, so other dancers can join in. But before then, I'm telling you how that name came about. It was because we were at a spot and then we thought, okay, let's give it Freestyle Friday. And then it was also initiated by the guy I was working for then, Henry. I call him Henry. He's now in the US. He owns the studio, Dance City. You understand? So he was like, yo, I think we should give it Freestyle Friday. I'm like, okay, cool. You get, so that's how the name came about. And then we started from just we always sessioning and people watching too. Hey, come next week. We're here on Friday. We're here on Friday. I thought it was every Friday.
Yeah.
You understand? So, but then, before all that, right, I had a plan to create a show like this. I titled it The Arena. You understand? So, why I had that idea in mind is I didn't like the way things were with dance in the country. Now, I participated in multi-Guinness street dance twice, right? And then I remember that year, those years, that show gave dancers a reason to practice. It made them feel important. Like I remember I would go to school and be thinking of how to come back and start my team fast so we can apply. Because I was schooling in Kwara State and then I would audition in Lagos. So after a couple of years, it stopped. It stopped. And then I don't know if other dancers felt like that, but I felt like it. I felt empty. There was nothing to prepare for. There was Martina dance hall, but then you have to include your family.
Yeah.
Your father probably doesn't want to encourage your dancing, so who are you going to get? Your family doesn't want to support dancing, so that show was limiting to only parents that supported dancing for their kids. So there was nothing for real strong street dancers happening. We had our Krump sessions and stuff, but there was no show, there was no strong platform. It stopped, and then I kind of felt empty. I kind of felt like, okay, there's no reason to be rushing back to Lagos. There's no reason to practice. You get, and then somehow I kind of realized that I'm not the only one feeling like this. I'm not the only one feeling like this. Like, if then you could even see the change. A lot of dancers stop doing stuff. You get, stop dancing. You come back to Lagos from school, you hear that, I no dance again, I no practice again. My dance friends then were learning how to make hair. You get, there was nothing happening per se, you understand?
Not active anymore.
And then my love for dance just really started growing. Like, I loved it. So I told myself, look, if they don't create a platform, I will create my own. I'll do my own, right? I don't know, maybe church. I got inspired by Pastor Chris. Pastor Chris is my pastor. I'm a Christ ambassador. You get, so I had this motivation from church and doctrines that, look, you can start whatever you want to. So I was so gingered. Like, look, I'm going to create that platform. And then I saw how dance was not accepted. I mean, I wasn't ready to do another thing. You get, so I'm like, I know I'm not the only one in this space of people don't accept dance, or parents are, I don't want to see you dance ever again. So I was like, okay, if we start something that showcases us, like showcases our talent, and then also not just end in dance, but start building something else. I mean, I had an idea of have a dance school that will teach business studies, accounting. You get, like MSA. I don't know if you've seen Step Up.
Yeah.
Step Up 2. Yeah. And that MSA is actually a school, real life. Maryland School of Art, yes, where you would have dance as one of your courses, study, and then also be able to study business and other stuff. So my mind was just in that field, and that thought process of create something, create a platform, give dancers something to be proud of. Let dancers be proud to say, okay, I dance and it's my career and I can feed my family. So it was just my thought, because I was about to leave school. I was in school. I knew that after I leave this school, I'm not going to do this accounting that I'm studying. I knew. So I started thinking fast of, okay. So it started from school. Then I created a show in school with a crew. It's called the Interfaculty Dance Competition. So it started like that. And then we're bringing dancers together every end of the term of the session. And then I graduated and I came to Lagos and I was working for the studio. Now, so when I started the Freestyle Friday, I was like, oh, now I need to just bring that arena idea and drop it on this Freestyle Friday. Yeah. I'll keep the name. The only thing I'll add on Freestyle Friday is my name, Nas Magnificent. When I explain the show, I call it a community building show. We say, like if you check out Instagram, the way we caption it, we say the most consistent dance community building platform. Yeah. That's how we call it. Yeah. Because what we're doing is we're aimed towards the dance style communities. Okay. Yeah. We're aimed towards dance style communities. In the sense that any style that has a community, I mean, any style that people do that, any style that we have more than one person involved in, and it's dance, is welcomed at the show and is recognized at the show. We'll create a community for you.
I also want to ask, what is Freestyle Friday aside from every Friday of the event?
Like what
is Freestyle Friday?
You see, we have we collect data. Okay. Meaning, you see, everybody that attends the show, like most of the active dancers are on a group. We have groups. Yeah. That we have these dancers on. I have a Lagos group. I have 2 Lagos groups. One group is over 300 dancers.
Wow.
one group.
Wow.
You get. Then I have a background group. I have a learning group.
Wow.
You get. So we also keep them somewhere, because one of the criteria is that before you perform or you stand a chance to be to come on the show, to dance, because it's free, you're not paying anything. Yeah, but before you do that, you need to be on the group so that when the list comes out, you add your name on the list yourself. So because of that, we are able to gather people. Now, in that group, we share stuff, we share materials, we talk about almost everything. They get things that affect society, affect the dance industry. You understand? So see, it's a busy Freestyle Friday till the show. Like we have quarrels, argument, discussions. Like it's every day. I mean, if I show you my chat now, I'm sure. In fact, I don't think, okay, maybe, but most of the dancers you find in this school are on the group. A lot of people are on the group. In fact, you can join even if you're not active.
Yeah.
But you dance and you want to be on it. Yeah. You can. So we have a group about 400 people. No, I mean together like 700 to just Lagos alone.
Just Lagos alone.
Yes. And then we do a lot. So and then in the group, it's also one idea of the group. It's when you are joining in, when I add you up, right? You're supposed to you also introduce yourself. And when you do, you also state what you do aside from dance. Because we are also encouraging that every dancer should get a side hustle, a positive side hustle. That's one of the biggest things we're pushing. So I said it earlier that the show is beyond just dancing. Because in the beginning, it started from just trying to create a platform for dancers to be seen, and then it evolves and it keeps evolving to aside from just platform, let's teach these guys coding, let's teach these guys fashion. So we're inviting people. So basically, we're also like creating a community of dancers to be able to work together and agree. We have people from Locking community, Krump community, all in one group, one massive group, and we're having discussions and agreeing and discussing. It's easier to pass information, like it's easier to reorientate people like that on one platform. It's easier to say, okay, look, this is what we are doing now. Like I think last month we tried to push a movement that says no dancer should be paid less than 50,000 naira anymore.
Should that still be a conversation today?
Bro, yeah, people are still being paid like 20 and stuff. You get, but what I'm trying to say is, and when we did, a lot of people responded, and then people start having that mindset. A platform where you have a lot of young dancers, you get, and then when you bring something that maybe they're shy, they don't talk about on a normal day, and it affects them positively, and then someone brings it up on the group, and we start discussing it, then debate it, and people begin to understand. So
and it opens their mind to new knowledge.
Aside from what you see every last Friday of the month, there's so much back work. There's so much, like, we are growing as a community, as one. We are bonding strong. I'm telling you, the community.
I think that's the unity that everybody has always been preaching about. That's us come together.
Sometimes you don't even need to publicize the show. You always find, like, sometimes publicity comes like five days to the show. You see posters. But, yeah, and you're wondering, how do you respond? Because we already have them somewhere. You get, I think, I went from dancer, dance choreographer, director to dance promoter. You get. So, and then I know that once I step into that space of promoting this art form, there's going to be more than just dancing and stuff. There's going to be a lot of other things.
Strategy thinking, all of those things.
So you see, Freestyle Friday, I'm happy you asked the question. Freestyle Friday is every other day aside from the last Friday of the month. That Friday is everything that happened.
It's just it. And all of this has been happening for 5 years now.
Yeah.
Interesting. I also want us to talk about Afrobuck.
Afrobuck is Krump. It's an African style of Krump. It's the way that we express ourselves with Krump as Africans. The grooves, the expressions, the postures, the stories. It's more than Krumping to African music and doing one or two African moves. It's a whole vibe.
Afrobuck came out in 2020.
Do I have that date in my head? No, I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
No.
Okay. I think when it came out, there was a lot of back and forth.
It was. I'll say it became Afrobuck when around Kid Ice was in Nigeria for Kafi's convention.
Yeah.
What year was that? Her first convention.
Ah.
I don't know the year, but yeah, that's why. I know it was during that period that he came. Yeah.
So how is the movement going now? Like,
We're still at a struggling part of it.
yeah.
Yeah, we're still at. It's a lot.
But in a way, I think it's already been accepted in
It's
different
accepted.
country.
Yes. No, acceptance. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's accepted. But then,
When you say struggle in what way?
it's a lot. It's like, yo, we see you, but that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we see you guys. Oh, it's Afrobuck. Yeah, we want to learn that, and then it's growing, cha.
Yeah, I think that's what people can actually do. It's only few people that might take it after that. That's where it now goes down
I don't want to say some things here.
That's where it now goes down to you guys, like you and the Krump Smag, to now start finding ways to really like
it's up to
put it.
Actually.
Yeah, it's actually up to you guys, you know, to strategically put it out there in a way that
it's accepted.
Yeah.
You get. But then, it's not like we created it. It's not like we created it.
Okay.
Yes.
It's like what?
You need to hear this.
Okay.
All right.
Please feed me.
We don't own Afrobuck like we created the style.
Okay.
Because that's why I still said it's in its struggling stage, because you can't even say we own it. A lot of people are going to bite us in the head.
Okay.
Why? Because you find people saying that, yo, what you're doing is not special. You are just mixing African dance with Krump. We used to do that even before you started Krump. We used to do that long time ago. So we are now saying, oh, we agree. Because we were trying to, at one time, saying, okay, we own this style. And then we had a lot of backlash, like, you hell not try that shit and say you own this style. You don't own this style. You now start finding Krump and saying, we used to Krump on African music before you started doing it, even before I knew you Krumping. So you can't say that you started the idea. So that means, yes, we can't say we started the idea. But then Afrobuck became a movement when it was named Afrobuck. So for me, the birth of Afrobuck came when somebody said, yo, this is Afrobuck. It stopped being Krumping on African music or Krumping and adding African things to it. So a different movement now that we're now building. But still yet, we cannot say, oh, we own Afrobuck. But we just smartly say, where did you hear Afrobuck from first? And let you answer. You understand?
Okay.
Smax did this on his documentary. Check and say, where did you hear it from? You don't let you answer now. Where did you hear it from?
From us? From us?